It's the first competitive game of the season, and the task is actually a lot harder than I thought it was in the first episode. Roll the intro. Hello everybody and welcome back to Bankrupt Botafogo, the new save on the channel where we are in Brazil managing Botafogo, who are in a sort of poor financial situation, not completely dire, but I think it's going to get worse. Let's dive in and have a look. So we're starting on the squad page and nothing much has changed because I did my research and all the loans they've got in are actual loan players that are at the club right now this season. So that's all good. The squad is looking spot on. The update is perfect generally. Bad news, our starting goalkeeper slash star player Gatito Fernandes took up Brazilian nationality to avoid being a foreign player. Brilliant. And then got injured and had to go and see a specialist for 2 months, which is an absolute nightmare because it means he's just going to be back in time for the start of the season, the proper season, but he's going to miss most of the Rio State Championship. Now, I'm recording this before the first episode has actually gone out, so I haven't seen your comments yet. So for episode 3, I'll see the comments, and then we'll go through. But at the moment, I've not bought in anyone. However, I've not bought in any players, I should clarify. Yes, we are already at £163,000 loss this month, which obviously isn't brilliant. Now, when I said, the overall balance wasn't too bad and the debt isn't too bad, it's not too bad. You know, 43.5 grand a month isn't that bad in terms of hurting the finances. It will hurt us, but it's not going to hurt us as much as it would have done if we'd started this game before the data update. But there was a reason why everything looked pretty damn rosy, and that was the staff. I didn't realise that there was no staff in the club. There was an assistant manager, there was a head of youth development, a head of performance analysis, a director of football, and a technical director, a physio, and a doctor. That was pretty much it. If we go and look at the transfers, obviously players, if we go transfer history, players in, players out, there isn't anything at the moment. If we go to staff, you'll see I've been quite busy. We've had to make some drastic changes and bring some real new people into the club, which has cost us money in terms of signing on fees. There's more going out in wages now every month. So, yeah, the problem was we were on a trajectory of profit every month if we kept everything as was, but we couldn't do that because we didn't have any scouts. We didn't have, we had like 4 coaches out of 10. So there is a lot of differences that we've had to bring in staff-wise to make this work. So first off, on the outs, we got rid of our assistant manager because he's really not very good. As assistant manager, they need to have people management, ability, and potential in terms of judging, and he wasn't brilliant at any of that. So he has, off your pop, João Brandão has gone. Lucio Flavio as a coach has also gone. He just wasn't, he was okay, but he wasn't where we needed our coaches to be strengthened. And Felipe Miranda has also left. Again, he was just a bog standard 11s across the board coach, so he could cover a lot of things, but I rather wanted it to be a bit more specific in terms of what our coaches are doing. So we have brought in a new assistant manager, Cristóvão Borges, who is an experienced Brazilian who comes in at people management 14, judging player ability 13, judging player potential 12. Will be generally a better assistant manager for us. Good tactical management as well. Likes to play a 4-2-3-1 wide, which we're not playing at the moment, but it could be one that we definitely potentially mix up and use. He is a bit too defensive for my liking, playing the Catenzio style, which is the Italian sit back and really hold the fort. Does like a passing style of football though, so that sits with us quite well as well. So Cristóvão Borges, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, is in as well. We'll go with the sort of bigger jobs first. So Licker, as in as our chief scout, possibly the best chief scout I've ever had. Judging player ability 20, judging player potential 20, and adaptability 17. He is really good. Really, really good. I'm looking forward to good things from him. He only wanted to come as a scout, but we've made him chief scout because he's that damn good. He was previously Santos's chief scout, had a long stint out of the game. What's that, like 9 years out of the game? So, yeah, he comes in. Hopefully he's going to help find and go and scour and find some youngsters and stuff that later on in the game we might be able to bring in. Coaches, Shinquino has joined. Again, I think you'll all agree, an outstanding coach to add to the staff here. He prefers Route 1, a standard playing style, and 4-4-2. They don't really fit in with what we're doing, but he does bring technical defending as his main thing that he's working on in our coaching sort of training schedules. So, yeah, Cinquino is in. Antonio Fontana is in as well. Another incredibly good coach. Level of discipline and motivating is a little bit low, but generally can do everything you want. Attacking, technical work is what he's doing, but when we get, maybe when we can bring a few more coaches in, he can be a bit more of a generalist, helping out with pretty much everything. Sergio Roca joins as a fitness coach. Fitness 16. Again, determination level and motivating isn't the best, but he can get his ideas across in terms of fitness, so he should be helping with our fitness. Can be a tactical coach if we need him as well, but he is in. Previously was a director at Sao Paulo, so again, long stint out of the game, but we've managed to pull him in. Who's next? Marcelo. No, let's go for all the coaches first. So Marquinhos Matriana, another really, really good coach. Previously was a head of youth development at Santos. But attacking, can work with youngsters, determined, motivated. The only thing you can't do is teach fitness. I mean, look at the size of that chin. But yeah, he's a really good judging player potential. Potentially, I was looking to bring him in as a head of youth development, but our head of youth development is actually quite good, so he didn't need replacing. So Marquinhos Matriana joins as a coach, and again, I'm pretty happy to be bringing him in. Beto Almeida joins as well, another decent coach. He's in to do defending tactical coaching for us. Really good, 66 years old. He's been in and around Brazil for quite a while. He's had a couple of younger manager jobs. So, under 18s, under 20s at Grêmio. Then moved to Atletico Tubarão and became their caretaker manager. Moved up into head of youth development. And now we've brought him in as a coach, which is good. Good for us. Anyway, João Marcelo joins. Again, 13s across the board. Better than the 11s across the board we had with the other guy. But again, can do attacking and defensive, mental, tactical, technical coaching as well. All round good egg. He was a doctor before for a year at Flamengo, and now we've picked him up as a coach. Not too sure how that works, but he's in, which is good. Danny Boffin, the only non-Brazilian that we've brought in, is a Belgian coach who's going to be helping out with technical attacking training in our sessions. And again, 4 years out since being sacked as manager of Patro Isedan, but has been around a fair bit in Belgium. But comes in and is doing a good attacking coaching job for us. Will he last forever? Probably not when we can go out and buy attacking or get an attacking coach that's got 20. But Danny Boffin's in for now. Not too bad. In terms of scouts, we saw the chief scout with Licker. We've also brought in Marcelo Dijan to help him out. 16 and 16 for ability and potential. 14 for adaptability as well. So he'll be helping out. Not too bad. Previously a director of football at Cruzeiro. And the only other scout we've brought in so far is Alexandra Ciolin, 17 and 18 for ability and potential. Decent adaptability as well. Wanted to actually be our head performance analyst, which he could have done really well anyway, but we needed scouts more than performance analysts and performance and recruitment analysis and stuff. So in he comes. Was previously the chief scout at Santos, so does come with a good bit of pedigree to help out the backroom staff, which is always good, isn't it? It's always good when that happens. And then we have brought in a reserve goalkeeping coach who is very good at coaching goalkeepers, which is fine. I let the assistant manager bring him in. He's fine, which is good. Other than that, that's the transfer history, and it's all about players because we've not really... I don't know what rules you want to implement, and I don't really want to bring anyone in this first summer window, to be honest. We have got some sell-on clauses. Paulo Victor has gone to Internacional. Looks like a pretty good player, 20 years old. It'll be interesting to see if they do sell him on. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. And Andrew, we've got a 30% sell-on clause. He's gone to Gil Vicente, and it's... I don't think he's going to amount to very much, but we'll have to wait and see. Gil Vicente are in Portugal, I thought they were in Portugal. I just didn't want to make a fool of myself, but yes. So they're the only two real sell-on clauses that we can buy or sell at the moment. Not too much going on, but there are, some other ones here. 30% of his next transfer fee will go to Kanu, who has signed the new contract, but it has a lower minimum fee release clause. There's sell-on clauses all around for all these people we've brought in, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with all of this. But Yeah, we'll have an option to buy Wendell Lesser for 70k. Probably not going to take that up because I'm not that keen on him. I don't think he's going to be very, very good. But yes, there you go. So ins, outs, there are all the clauses we've got. Preseason has been interesting. We'll get onto formation and stuff in a minute. But preseason, according to this, we've only played one. We played Corinthians and we lost 2-1, which isn't... Corinthians are a good team, obviously. 6,000 people turned up to watch it. We played a 5-1-1-3. It's not as ridiculous as it sounds, but we'll go and look at it in a minute. And the friendlies before that, we have lost most of them, but we also won 4-0 against Vitória, which was pretty decent. But some of these teams are really rubbish, and we've been playing around with formations a little bit. One of the reasons we're probably not doing brilliantly is because if we go to dynamics, our team cohesion is awful. Well, it's poor, but it's really not very good. Club atmosphere was going up. It's now just dipping down slightly, and we've got a strong influence over the players as manager. So, you know, we're not in a terrible position. We're just not in the position I'd like to be, and it's because of the cohesion of the players, really, I think. Once that flips on its head a bit, we pick up some wins, I think we will be okay. So tactics then. Tactics. As for those of you that watch the Sunderland save, I like to have two main tactics that we've got, and we have a 5-2-3 or a 5-2-2-1, as I like to call it, with very attacking wing backs, 3 out-and-out centre-backs, a whole ball-winning midfielder, Segundo Volante, which I'm a big fan of, and then a winger, an inverted winger, and an advanced forward. But this is probably the one we're going to use, and probably will use throughout most of the season. Should give us a solid base in terms of 4 players that always stay back. Obviously, we're not actually very good compared to a lot of the other Serie A teams in Brazil. It's going to push the wing backs up slightly higher so they can get forward and get involved with the attacking play a little bit more. We've got a midfielder in here which won't play as a central midfielder. It will change and mix up depending who's playing in there. 2 inverted wingers and an advanced forward up front because we don't have any other sort of striking option available to us other than advanced forwards at the moment. So we're going to start with this. We're going to start with the 5-3-1-2-1, which I understand is such a strange system when you look at it, but I'm hoping it works out. We're playing with a slightly higher line because we've got 3 defenders there and a sweeper keeper. So if these guys can all be in line and all be good, we should be able to catch some teams offside. Although we're not going to actively play an offside trap because I don't think we've got the pace to really recover. Kanu's probably the only defender with a bit of pace, and he's going to be playing on this right-hand side as a ball-playing defender. The reason we've gone for a ball-winning midfielder in defence is because, 1, we've got loads of ball-winning midfielders who like to play on defence, and 2, the wide centre-back's going to drift a little bit. So I've been watching a few of the highlights in the friendlies, and when he drifts wide, the ball midfielder gives us a little bit more solidity at the back. Right. We've got an option to put the left wing back and right wing backs in this formation onto attacking if we really want to get them forward and overload in the higher ends of the pitch. As I said about the central midfielder, he'll change ever so slightly. Inverted wingers do what they say on the tin, and so do advanced forwards. We all know about them. Passing into space, we've got quite a lot of pace up front. Play out of defence, we've got these two, the wide centre-back and the ball-playing defender, which is Klaus and Kanu, are pretty good with their feet. The goalkeeper can sort of pass, although not really use the backup goalkeeper too much at the moment. Obviously, the wing-backs are very good on the ball as well, so if we can build it up from the back, it would be pretty useful. Trying to work the ball into the box. We're trying to go and use the pace and the pass into space and the pace of our forwards to get in behind, and then don't take stupid shots. So I want them to work the ball into good shooting opportunities. We'll throw it long from the goalkeeper to the fullbacks, which should then include the 2 wider centre backs as well to hopefully get on the ball a bit more. Counter and counter press, just because it's just how I like to play. We're going to close down a little bit more often because we've got 3 players up there who can do the closing down, and once they pass through that press, they've got a big wall of players to sort of get through here. And we're going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution, right? We want them to kick it long. We've got 4 pretty big, tall players in these positions, and I think we should win quite a lot of headers. So, yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes. Hey, right, I'll pick the team, and we'll be back for kickoff. Okay then, so this is the lineup we're going with. Diego Luerio goes in goal, who is our backup goalkeeper. He's all right. He's not terrible. He's not brilliant, but he'll do. I mean, he's a long way behind Gatito Fernandez, but he's injured. So he's going to be our goalkeeper for the whole of the Rio State Championship. As I said, Kanu, Joel Clare and Klaus are the defenders at the back. Raphael on the right. Jonathan Silva starts on the left because Carlinhos is a little bit tired after having an injury himself. Barreto at holding midfield. Vitinho comes in as an advanced playmaker on attack. He really wants to play as an attacking midfielder, but I feel if we can get him this young 20-year-old on the ball, he's not really got the stamina to last that long. But if we can just get his passing ability going, I mean, passing, flair, decisions are pretty poor, but anticipation, dribbling, finishing, first touch. As an attacker in there, I feel like he should be okay. So that's a bold move we're going for in this one. Luis Fernando on the right, Che on the left, and Vinicius Lopez gets the nod up front because he's the oldest striker of the lot at 22. So he gets the nod. And we are going, and that, well, mainly as well because Nascimento, who probably will be our starting striker, is, again, just recovering from a little bit of an injury that he picked up. And I think for the first game of the Rio State Championship, we can rotate it a little bit. I'd have no idea what this is going to be like in terms of in terms of a game at all. I have no idea what the level is of this competition. I don't really know who we're playing against. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Tomato, or Tomate, is our under-20s goalkeeper on loan from someone else who's coming up to the first team to play backup goalkeeper. So, yeah, let's see how that one gets on. We've got to do some squad numbers. I'll sort all of this out, and then we'll be back for kickoff. So here we are then. The players are walking out. We're playing Angra de Rea Udao, which is, I've pronounced that very French, but we need to mess around with the settings in a minute. But why this is going a little bit slower. The team talk and stuff was okay. Lots of players lack familiarity with the tactics and stuff like that. Obviously, we've come in and brought in this very strange system in terms of what we want to play. This 3-1-1, 3-1-2-1-2 as Che puts a free kick over the bar. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's see how it gets on. We need to just edit all of this. We'll go back to key highlights. I don't think this competition is massively important, to be honest. Let's go that. Match highlights is fine. We'll leave it on director for a little bit. Not really done too much on director this year. As Barreto has the ball in midfield. Back to Captain Joel Carli. Kanu holding on to it. As you can see, he's not really got too many options short. He does pick out Raphael. In it goes to Fernando. Back to Raphael again. Can he whip the cross in? No, he lays it back to Vitinho, the youngster. Into Raphael. Ball in. Fernando with a header. Easy save for Max in goal. And yeah, good football, but not the best. We need to be a little bit more clinical than that. And now that I've said that, I really don't like director. So we're going to go for TV like we normally do. Camera zoom all the way. I wonder what happens if you do that the other way around. If you go camera zoom out and camera height up. Oh, that gives you a nice little view, doesn't it? Let's see if we get a highlight on this. Let's shout at them and say demand more. Okay, so we're a bit far out for corners. It's bouncing around. Penalty, ref. Penalty, we're a little bit far out, aren't we? Let's go. If we zoom in. I do quite like the height of this camera. We'll see. It is a penalty. We're going to get a penalty. Right, Fernando. Sort of like a blimp, isn't it? Fernando fires it in. We get the first goal of the Botafogo reign. Lovely stuff. Luis Fernando fires it home. And that's what we needed. Because I think we're pretty much expected to beat this team quite easily. Absolutely rifled that in the bottom right-hand corner. And we take a 1-0 lead. 35 minutes gone. We've had 8 shots. They've had 1. I honestly have no idea who this team is. I should have probably looked into it. Let's have a... They're in Serie D. We should be smashing them. We should be absolutely smashing them, to be honest. Half-time, 1-0. We've not created too much, really, other than that penalty. Let's go with point the finger. I'm pleased with the number of shots we've been taking. Let's keep it up. We've got to get the morale up before we start really battering them and getting into them too hard. But, yeah, 1-0 up. The only thing with 3 at the back formations, I wonder if they're a little bit too defensive. Is that an own goal? He's given a penalty. He's given a handball against someone. VAR's checking it. And it's been given. So it's a penalty each so far. And I'm going to blame the camera angle. You know that? I'm definitely going to blame the camera angle. Anderson Liesa. Oh, the young goalkeeper. The backup goalkeeper saved the penalty. Absolutely superb. Well done, lad. Well done. We're going to go back to my normal camera. We're going to go... No, other way, isn't it? Height, zoom, bish, bash, bosh. Done. And it's a long ball forward. No one's going to get on the end of it. Yeah, I'm just wondering... I find 3 at the back formations so defensive that they don't really work. They really struggle to get men up the pitch, and we may have to look into it. We do actually have the right players to play the Sunderland formation, so we may result to a 4-2-3-1 with 2 holding midfielders at some point, but not just yet. We're not going to go there straight away. Right. Che is not playing well. Diego Gonçalves is going to come on. Gonçalves is going to come on him. And Vinicius Lopez isn't playing well. We're going to get our starting striker on, which is Nascimento. Mateus Nascimento coming on for this one. 1-0 up then. I'm just wondering what else we could do to make this a little bit better as Diego Lierio makes another good save. We need to demand more. Maybe we could go attacking because we've got 3 centre-backs. So you go. So we don't even see the corner. It was a rubbish corner. We don't even see it. 15 minutes to go. To be fair, I will just take... I'll be happy with the win. First competitive game, I will be happy with the win. Vitinho not playing well in there. We'll bring on Juninho. It was between Juninho and Vitinho to start in that role. But yeah, 10 minutes to go. 18 shots to 3. We've been by far the better team. But are they going to nick an equaliser right here at the end? Clayton, tackled by Barreto really well. Juninho, out to Gonçalves. Diego Gonçalves into the box. Nascimento fires it home. He gets his first goal of the season. And the substitute comes on, proving why he should be our starting striker. And that was all the subs combining, wasn't it? Juninho out to Diego Gonçalves and into Nascimento as well. And we did, lovely stuff. It was actually a tackle by Lucas Motta. And the ball fell to Nascimento. And that is 2-0. That will be the game. So we can give them some praise, get the morale up, say, well done, everybody. You've beaten a team 3 divisions below us. Lovely stuff. And it wasn't... I say it wasn't convincing. It was convincing in stats-wise. But look, yeah, the defensiveness of it was really good. Maybe that's the key. Maybe playing attacking with more defensive numbers is the key. Maybe that's the key. Nice work, everyone. Good first competitive game for Botafogo where we wrap up a nice little win. I'm delighted. I'm delighted to get off to a winning start. I don't know what that's done for the table, but we sit in 4th, apparently. We sit in 4th. So we've got a few scouts doing some things now that we've actually got a scouting team. Nascimento became the youngest player in the history of the Rio State Championship. There you go. There you go. Gonçalves makes a Botafogo debut, as did Vinicius Lopez. The Rio State goes on for a long, long time. And I don't actually understand the rules. So there's top 4 do something. So let's go and have a look, shall we? Let's look into this. Number of teams, 12. 11 games. Teams play each other once. You can use 5 subs. Oh, but only the maximum of 3 stoppages. Okay, interesting. We get to the Champions playoff semi-final if we finish in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You get relegated to the Campionato Carioca Serie A2 if you finish 12th. Okay, so we're just playing for this Champions playoff semi-final. Which I assume then means it'll be like 1v4, 2v3, and then the winners of each play each other in the final, I guess. Winners qualify for the final, and winners win. Winners win it. And they get 207k prize money. Whoop, whoop. That's going to pay off, 4 months of our loan that we've got? Excellent. Oh my God, you look at some of these players that are in here. Gabriel Barbosa at Flamengo. Vinicius at Vasco da Gama. Oh my word. And Igor Katatu, who looks like he's got too much exposure on his photo. He needs to lower the exposure. He doesn't look brilliant, to be fair. And that's a team badge I don't recognise. Who are they? Who the hell are they? They're in the Campionato Carioca. As a... What? I thought we were in the Rio State. I'm so confused by this competition. Stages. There is just one league table. Yeah, I'm so confused. So confused. But Flamengo are in it. We're in it. Vasco da Gama are in it. Fluminense are in it. So it should really... Looking at those team names, I don't know much else to go by. It really should be Vasco da Gama, Flamengo, us, and Fluminense in the top 4. That's what I imagine it being. Anyway, we're going to progress through a little bit more of this. Maybe we'll come back against maybe Fluminense at the end, or... Yeah, I just feel like Flamengo and Vasco da Gama are a bit too close. So I think we'll get through this a little bit and try and get into the proper Serie A season. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it? But we'll leave it there. So thank you so much for watching. Again, keep your comments coming in. I'm sure it's got a number of likes on it. So thank you very much if you liked the first video. Like this one. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in episode 3, hopefully, tomorrow. For now, I'm out. Cheers.